Okay. Welcome to another edition of Don't Waste Your Time. This video may not be for you. My name is Purcell, and we're still chopping away at the audio section. This time I'm talking about my speakers. Of course, the two tweeters and the two door-mounted speakers. It's a lot of choices out there, and in previous episodes I showed you that I removed my speakers out of my car. The original Tesla speakers were made in China. Have no problems with that. Name of the company was called Sin. Have no problems with Sin. Sin makes great products, but I decided to have speakers that I really like, and I have a decision what speakers that I want. Lots of speakers out there. You have, off the top of my head, you have Bang & Olufsen, you have JVC, you have Focal, Pioneer, Rockford Fosgate, let's see, Affinity. Alpine speakers are great. JBL, CT Sounds, Kicker, Polk Audio. I mean, just on and on and on. That's some of the speakers I can name off the top of my head. But I decided to go with a company that was very tiny, very, they're not known. And they also are from California. I was getting that Tesla tie-in. They're not really from the Tesla area in that city. But they are, are a small company, and they are moving up. And I heard about them when I was just standing at the audio wall. Now, if you go to a place where you want to get your audio, your speakers replaced, everybody knows you have this big audio wall with a number of speakers, and some of the speakers I just mentioned are on that audio wall. And then you hit a button and you will hear the song play throughout the showroom, I guess. But that doesn't replicate a great sound for me, because that audio is not only playing for me, but is also playing for everybody else in the store. And oh, by the way, my car enclosure is not the size of the store. So oftentimes I would go to a place, an audio installer, and ask them, do you have this specific speaker that I can listen to inside a car? And they are more than happy to do that. So in this opportunity, when I was looking at getting audio upgrade, I listened to a few speakers out there, and then I found one of the speakers that I really like, which was AudioFrog. AudioFrog, a small speaker company. We'll provide the site for you, just something for you to look for. I'm not advocating audio freakers, but that's what I have in my car. So they worked out very well for me. Now, as a side note, I'm also into video as well. So when you go out and look for a television and you go to these big box stores, a lot of these big box stores have these gigantic video walls, right? And a lot of the TVs are very bright because they're playing a lot of cartoons. They are playing high definition video. They're playing maybe sports games, but very rare do you see anything that's live out there. That's all connected to one feed. They may be playing 20 or 30 different TV manufacturers, but they're all playing the same video. I decide not to do that. I go to a smaller independent companies, and sometimes it's a little bit more expensive, but at least you get the environment of sitting in your own living room or sitting in a room. So some of those TVs that I prefer and that I like, I go to some mom and pop stores, and I actually will bring a favorite DVD or a favorite Blu-ray and ask them to play it, because that's the video that I want to see. I ask them to play live TV. That's the video that I want to see. I don't want to see some movie that was shot by the manufacturer's television company, because obviously they're going to play the best and brightest video. And oh, by the way, you won't see that source when you get home. So oftentimes I try not to buy into all of the hoopla by going out and buying the latest, greatest 4K, 5K, LED, OLED, all that stuff. I just want to have a great sounding audio system and a great video system that I'm comfortable with, and at least I had it tested in an environment that's almost replicating what I have. Just like the car, or just like at home, I try not to go out and try to look at a television in a big box area, because there's a lot of noise. You have the lights way up in the ceiling. You have people walking around. That's not a good indication for me for video. And it's the same thing for audio. If I'm trying to listen to a specific song, I cannot play a specific song because it's all connected to their source of music. So again, I'll ask them to play a certain song. If I bring it on, let's say a stick, and they will pop it in. I'll sit in somebody's car, and while they are doing their fixes with the car, I will actually sit there and listen to the speakers. So that's how I decided to get AudioFrog. That's just a side tip. So I will provide a link to AudioFrog, and I will provide also another link to the type of speakers I have. Of course, I have the two tweeters and I have the door mount speakers, but I went a little cheap. I did not get AudioFrog speakers in the back. I left the Tesla speakers back there in the back seats because those speakers really are an afterthought now. I want that speaker system centered in the front two seats. I'm not trying to entertain people in the back. Although the speakers are back there and they're turned down a little lower than the front speakers, it's all about the driver. I'm going to say that so many times in this video when I'm talking about, in this audio segment, I'm going to talk so much about it's about the driver. The driver is doing the driving. The driver has to stay awake on going a long trip. So I want to have some great music sounding right in this seat versus that seat. Tell you how that's all done. That will be coming up on further editions of Don't Waste Your Time. This video may not be for you.